All right, we're closing in on it. Here at the end, we have repetitive forms and initials that are left. So as far as the repetitive form is concerned, that can look like a lot of different things. What I'm looking for with that is that you've got an idea that you then repeat and repeat and repeat. You repeat it in a way that makes sense, that also adds interest to the drawing. Now, if you're going to repeat an idea and you want it to look consistent, almost always that's going to require using some diagonals for the measuring. Okay, so I think I'm going to do something with this inclined plane here. Just divide it up in some way that is interesting for my repeating form. And that could just be about cutting it in some way. It doesn't have to be rocket science. I've seen some people be really go pretty complex. Let's see, that's a little hinky. I didn't step back from it, silly me. Just gonna change what that is. So that line's looking okay. This one, I don't know. You know, it's funny, that thing is, the whole thing is kind of not quite converging. It's weird. It's almost like it diverges a little. I think it looks okay, but something about this one and this one are doing the opposite. Okay, that barely moved. So I'm going to go with it. Divide. Divide. And you may not even have to watch me do this whole thing. Maybe what I'll do is just kind of play with it for a little while off camera, show you what I did. The thing is, yours could look like lots of things. You know, you could chop, 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 chop here, or you could have a bunch of windows that, you know, that are a similar thing that's happening. The thing that I would say on it, if I want all the windows to look right relative to each other, let's say that I wanted to make this big window into several smaller windows, I could like divide that, divide, and then give myself intervals that I'm chopping. So in this case, I think that what I'll do here is just divide this a couple of times, take a look at it, see what possibilities there might be. You know, might have some things going up and some things going down, and just repeat that in a way. Oops. Move this thing out of the way. You know, there's a lot of different possibilities. It's interesting that once you start to see a pattern like that, you know, it can start to give you some ideas. Or maybe this will go up and this will go down and this will go up and down. Or, you know, maybe it could go in this way. Just having the pattern there starts to look kind of cool. It's interesting that perspective, just this kind of mathematical thing, has a certain beauty to it that can even bring a kind of pleasure. Just from looking at that pattern. Don't know why patterns would create a feeling of pleasure in a human being, but we're always looking for patterns, and I think that when we see them, boom, we like them. Okay? All right, I'm going to play with this for a minute, and I'll be back.